2025 MLB postseason is brought to you by Amazon. Everything for every fan on Amazon. And by Loan Depot. Looking down at American Family Field, the roof is closed, the panels are closed. It is ideal conditions inside for Game 2 as we send it down to the fourth member of our team, Lauren Shahadi. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Brian. In a few short minutes, you're going to see Shohei Ohtani step to the plate. And sure, it's not the home runs, it's not the doubles in the gap we're accustomed to seeing from him, but he changed the complexion of Game 1 with his presence alone. Intentionally walked in the ninth to load the bases, making it possible for Mookie to walk, a run scores, and bam, there's the difference in that game. That's happened twice, Brian. This October, Dave Roberts did say he's more in the strike zone with his swings, more square, not leaking, not bailing with that front shoulder, but there are very few guys, a short list really in this game, who every single time the lineup turns, a decision looms on how to pitch to him or how to pitch around him, Brian.
It's the micro versus the macro. That media guy doesn't lie for Shohei Ohtani, who's on his way to his third consecutive MVP and his fourth overall. Ohtani starts at Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman with Will Smith, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez. A day from his 33rd birthday in the middle of that order with Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Andy Pages rounding out the starting nine for the Dodgers. And there is fastball Freddie, who Ronnie has turned into Combio Fred here lately with the use of the changeup.
Yeah, well, this year he had 111 strikeouts on secondary pitches, 93 on his fastball. What does that mean? He's a more complete pitcher, and that's saying something. But what you want to see tonight is swing and miss on his fastball. His fastball plays up as well as anyone in the game.
And William Contreras getting the start behind the dish tonight. That great heads-up play on the double play. Durbin at third, Ortiz at short, Terang at second, Vaughn back at first. And needing to get this offense, Bauer's in there in left field tonight. Only his 24th game this year in the outfield. Sal Frelick in center field, and Jackson Chourio gets the start in right.
Four-man umpiring crew, six-man umpiring crew in the postseason. Gabe Morales calls the balls and strikes. Adam Beck over at first base. Vic Carapazza is the crew chief, and he's at second base. Chad Fairchild, the eagle eye, made that call in left field last night. He's over at third. And then the outfield umpires, Mark Ripperger and John Lipka. All the pieces in place, and we get you ready for Game 2 of this American League Championship Series. The National League has the schedule to themselves tonight. The Mariners ready to host the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow in Game 3 of that series. Mariners winning 2 road games. This is a pressure-packed start for Freddie Peralta and the Milwaukee Brewers. Because the Cubs pushed the Brewers to the brink in 5 games, they are just now getting back around to their ace. And Peralta gets a key start in Game 2. We're ready to go. Ohtani steps in. Peralta's first pitch. It's a strike. And we're off and running in Game 2. It is a noticeably louder and more live wire crowd here tonight. Trending more towards what we saw in Game 5 against the Brewers and the Cubs.
It was really hard to sustain any cheering last night with the pitching of Snell. Nothing happened for 8 innings.
He put the blanket on him.
But even early here, right? You felt the energy tonight compared to last night. Fans knowing they really need to get this one with Freddie on the mound.
Peralta starts Ohtani with 2 breaking balls. Next one on the way. It's another spinner.
BA, hitters have a book. And if you're in their book, it means they hit a home run off you. Well, Freddie Peralta is in Ohtani's book.
That was an opposite field smash at Dodger Stadium, about halfway up the bleachers at Dodger Stadium. And to Lauren's point about Shohei Ohtani, and even though he's won for his last 20, he did walk 3 times yesterday. Twice he's had intentional walks, and the Dodgers scored a run on a bases-loaded walk. One against the Phillies, one last night. And a swing and a miss, and he's stuck with the breaking stuff. And that's how the night begins.
Well, maybe you're right, Brian. It's Combio Freddie now. As he came after Ohtani with the breaking ball. Gets right on the side of that ball.
Poor curveball.
And I don't know, I don't know if it was the break or the change in velocity that got Ohtani out in front.
Curveballs and sliders on the attack to Ohtani. Peralta throws all those pitches with the same grip. Just a little different velocity on him as Mookie Betts leads off, and he starts him with a slider. So it is spin city out there for Freddie Peralta to start this game. There's his first fastball.
Boy, he'd like about 50 of those tonight. When they perfect fastball pitch on the outside corner.
Dodgers have not lost on the road yet in the postseason. They swept the Reds at home in the wild card series. Won the first 2 games, eliminated Cincinnati. Won the first 2 games in Philadelphia. And then they win last night in game 1 of this championship series. They have been road warriors. And when you have a veteran team and a veteran manager in Dave Roberts, they are unfazed by the hostile environments they've been in. Straightens up Betts, and the count goes to 3-2. Milwaukee desperate for a long start to try to put their beat-up bullpen back together. Ooh, that one just missed, and Peralta walks Mookie Betts. And a base runner here with 1 out.
Very close pitch. Well, one thing we've learned in the postseason, Mookie Betts does not swing at pitches off the corners.
Oh, how you take that pitch.
Right?
1 out base runner. Take a look at our quick fire stats presented by Frigidaire. So the last 10 road games, the Dodgers are 8-2 on the road. Big numbers, scoring nearly 6 runs per game. And that's going through destinations like San Diego, through Yankee Stadium, Philadelphia,
Citi Field, and Philly. I mean, 4 tough places.
Freddie Freeman, who homered and had a double last night. Betts took off, then stopped as Freeman takes a ball.
And you want to talk about the strength of the Dodgers pitching staff, guys. Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, since the start of the Philly series, coming in tonight, 10 for 61, 1 home run, and they're 5-1.
Yeah, that was last night, right?
Peralta against Yamamoto. What a pitching matchup. 2 of the best pitchers in the National League all year. Both dotting the statistical rankings in the NL in all the major categories. Fly ball into right field. Chourio puts it away. And Freddie Freeman is retired. 2 outs in the first inning for Peralta.
Threw a lot of breaking balls to Ohtani and Betts. Threw a lot of fastballs to Freddie Freeman.
Peralta, an all-star this year for Milwaukee, was the wins leader in the National League with 17. 17-6, a 2.7 ERA. His ERA was a run lower at home this year. 1.77 home earned run average. And if it lines up for the Brewers the way they want, he'll get 2 home starts in this LCS. He would get game 2 and game 6.
Mookie's starting to increase that lead over there at first base. There's that changeup from Peralta, first one of the night. He's starting to creep out there and get a little bit of bigger lead. 2 outs, kind of the perfect time to go.
Only had 8 steals this year in the regular season. Didn't run as much as he normally has. Smith fouls that one back. Back to the fastball following the changeup. And it's 1-2 on Will Smith. Strikes him out. Freddie Peralta puts up a 0 in the first. Crowd is loud. Brewers coming to bat. Dodgers failed to score the first. Now the Brewers coming up for the first time against Yamamoto. It's Jackson Chourio, Bryce Terang, William Contreras at the top of the order. Christian Yelich, Andrew Vaughn, Sal Frelick make up the middle with Caleb Durbin, Jake Bowers, and Joey Ortiz. And Bowers is the new entry into that starting lineup. Pat Murphy's shaking it up a little bit. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, his third start of the postseason. And on the first pitch, Jackson Chourio sends one into deep right, and that one's going to fly out of here. Chourio with a home run to start it offensively for the Brewers.
Tell you what, man, you talk about bringing this place alive. 106 off the bat for 89. Chourio just missed one last night in the ninth inning, which would have been a walk-off three-run bomb. Boy, Peralta kind of silenced the bats early, and then he brought this place alive.
Here is Bryce Terang, who made the final out last night. Ronnie, I think the theme tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers offensively is the 21-year-old Chourio is all smiles, but it has to be ABS. Anyone but Snell. Looks pretty good.
Look at that. He's so strong the other way. You know, for young hitters, you don't usually see that oppo approach and pop, and he stays through it as good as any young player in the game.
Second homer of this postseason for Chourio as Terang chases one upstairs.
There used to be a time in this game that you could bounce past yourself into it as a starting pitcher, kind of throw a first pitch fastball to the first hitter. Those days are gone.
No, and a lot of your best hitters now are hitting leadoff.
That's your first hitter. Those days are gone.
No, and a lot of your best hitters now are hitting leadoff.
That's right.
1-2 to Terang, bouncing ball, and a tough play. Nice pick by Muncy. Good hands, Max Muncy. With a 5-3 put out, had a bit of a modified shift on for Terang and the first out.
Well, you're always taught, right, to go get the ball. And this was one of those, you got to make a decision. You see one step back, and Max with a nice play coming in.
Well, he knew the speed of Terang is that he had to come in, but it ended up being a in-between hop, so.
William Contreras now. First ball swinging. Aggressive approach by the Brewers to start this one tonight. Contreras, talented catcher. Been an all-star. Was an all-star starter 2 years ago. He and Will Smith, two of the best. Freddie Freeman knocks it down, finds it, and finds Yamamoto covering first for the out. So after the home run, a couple of ground outs for Yamamoto in quick fashion. We're 7 pitches into this one, and there's a run on the board and 2 outs already.
You know, that's what a veteran does. He knocks it down, and the most important, he didn't panic.
No.
He took his time. That's how you make that play.
And then great job by Yamamoto being over there to give him a clean path to throw it.
2 outs for Christian Yelich now. Another first pitch swing.
You know, B.A., you said anybody but Blake Snell. I heard Jimmy Rollins right before the end of the pregame show, and he made a great point. Sometimes in offense, as good as Yamamoto is, you're so excited to see anybody but Blake Snell. And it can be tough.
Brewers showed a few signs of their normal character in the ninth inning last night.
Got some walks, Bowers with the big double.
Stolen base by Yelich in that inning. And the rally came up a run short. They had the tying run at third base. The Brewers had the winning run, and Yelich at second base. Blake Trinan came on to get the final out and struck out Terang to end it. Sasaki Trinan with the ninth. After Snell's brilliant 8 innings, one of the greatest starts that we've seen in postseason history. It ranks right up there with some of the best starts you can come up with in your mind from postseasons past.
I know the best one you ever saw was the Roy Halladay one, you call it. Best one I've ever saw was Chris Carpenter for St. Louis against the Phillies.
Broken bat, Yelich, a little roller over to Muncy, and he'll make the play. 3 ground ball outs. Yamamoto settles in, but not before some fireworks to start it. Second leadoff postseason home run for Chourio. He's got the Brewers on the board first. T-Mobile, the best network in the game, is now the best network in America. Jackson Chourio has him up early at American Family Field. The Brewers a 1-0 lead on Chourio's leadoff homer. He's hit 2 leadoff home runs in the postseason. Did it last year in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series. And just the 3rd leadoff home run in a postseason in franchise history. Chourio's got 2 of them at age 21. Peralta back to work facing Max Muncy. It'll be Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, and Tommy Edman coming up in this 2nd inning. Muncy now sporting the glasses. Missed a good chunk of September. He and Tommy Edman missed a good part of the month of September. It was knee and oblique problems for Muncy. He returned September 8th. He did not start a couple of games against the Phillies in the division series. Of the 4 they played, Phillies rolling all left-handed starters out there with Christopher Sanchez and Luzardo and the bulk pitcher and Ranger Suarez. As Muncy pops this one up, foul grounds. Caleb Durbin is under it, and there's out number 1 as we send it down to Lauren Shahadi.
And Brian, I asked Pat Murphy what he needs from Freddie tonight. He said 20 innings. Efficiency and innings is the answer. He said his pitch count can get high because he's a strikeout guy. Ron, Pat can't afford to use too many bullpen arms for bulk innings in this game.
Hey, listen, Pat Murphy needs from Freddie Peralta what Blake Snell gave the Dodgers last night. It'd be hard to match that 8 innings of 1 hit ball, scoreless, but something resembling that. 6 or 7 innings, maybe 1 or 2 runs.
Peralta is a high pitch count pitcher. He usually goes deep into innings, a lot of pitches per plate appearance, lots of foul balls. That's always a concern with Peralta, and through the years he's tried to develop pitches. As you mentioned, Ronnie, the changeup is part of that, try to get more ground ball opportunities. 19 pitches in the 1st inning for Peralta. Teo Hernandez takes a ball. Both of these starting pitchers give up very few hits. They were 1 and 2 at opponent batting average this year. Peralta's opponent batting average 193. That was 2nd best. Yamamoto led the National League in that category, just over 180. So there's not going to be a lot of balls in play against these 2 cats tonight.
And the hard thing, right, is against this Dodgers lineup, you can't ask them, hey, just pound that zone, get me deep in the game, because you also want to keep them off the board.
3-1 the count to Hernandez. Jammed him, a pop-up on a 3-1 count, close to the rail. That's going to end up on the dugout. Nice catch.
Nice catch.
Souvenir from an LCS game.
It looks like an 82 jacket.
Had it the whole time.
2 hands, well done. He's rocking the whole timeline of Brewer logos there.
He is. Reminds me
of Jeff Cirillo, that hat right there. 3-2 to Hernandez. And a high fly ball into left field. That is way back there. And that is going to be a gone home run. We are tied. Hernandez, like Freeman yesterday, hits a towering fly ball home run out of here. Hernandez with his 4th home run this postseason, his 10th RBI.
Well, 3-2 with that curveball, and it just kind of floated, right? And Hernandez was able to stay back on it. Got a little out in front, but so strong and such a great hitter. 106 off the bat. Launches in that 2nd deck.
Quiets down this crowd. Here's Tommy Edman now. Well, Hernandez hit a key 3-run homer in the division series. Had a 2-homer game in the wild card series. His 2 years in the postseason for the Dodgers have been so impressive. A lot of talk about his base running yesterday. If he just tagged properly, there is no chaos on the bases. We don't have that play we had last night, the 8-6-2 put out. First time we've ever seen a play like that in the history of the game.
Dave Roberts said before the game, they went over that rule. Because it happened to them last year with Conforto against the Mets in Citi Field.
That's where you want to tell Dave sometimes, Dave, not everybody listens, right? Like,
That's right.
But to his credit, he admitted right away, I screwed up.
He owned it. Tommy Edman, line drive to right. Chourio eases back, makes the play for out number 2.
Yeah, sorry to say, a lot of times those rules meetings end up being nap time for ball players.
Absolutely.
I talked to Dino Ebel before the game, the third base coach. He goes, you know, I said tag. We always tag. Even if it's 20 rows up into the seats, we're going to just tag just for the rhythm of it. And then I said, go. And then Dino asked Teo, did you hear what I said? He goes, I did. I just brain locked. So what are you going to say? Just keep swinging. Kike Hernandez now.
Good pitch on there.
Hernandez continues to be a postseason star. OPS around 880 in his career in the postseason. 2 hits last night, including a double. What a weapon to have near the bottom of a batting order. He's hitting 8th today, Kike Hernandez.
Remember in the 9th inning, Max Muncy led off for the walk. He would eventually score. And Kike Hernandez tried to get 2 bunts down and did not. On the 3rd slider, he hit it to right field. That got it going.
Professional hitter.
Yep. 2-1. Count evens at 2-2. Dodgers a prolific offensive team. They were second in the majors in OPS this year, combining on base and slugging percentage. Only the Yankees better. Up the middle, that's a base hit. And Kike Hernandez with a 2-strike single. Hernandez Teoscar was a 2-strike homer, and now Kike with a 2-strike single to extend the inning.
One of the things that the Brewers did so well in getting past the Cubs is that they seem to get a 2-out hit all the time to prolong innings. That's the kind of hits they got. That one that Kike Hernandez just got.
And now it's Andy Pages, talented Dodgers center fielder. He's up there hacking at the first pitch. Got a breaking ball from Peralta. Pages is in a major slump this postseason. 0 for 3 last night. However, 27 homers in the regular season. He drove at 86. Had 14 stolen bases as well. He plays a great center field. He's got one of the strongest arms among center fielders in the league. And a matter of fact, with Sal Frelick in center field tonight, you're watching 2 of the best throwers of the baseball in center field, as evidenced by that cannon last night from Frelick. Pages to right field. That is down fair and into the corner. Kike Hernandez off to the races. Chourio gets it back to the infield, and Hernandez on his way. Throw to the plate. Not in time. Dodgers grab the lead as Andy Pages drives in Kike Hernandez with a 2-out RBI double.
Well, and when you're not going well, guys, what are you always kind of told? Try to shoot one the other way, let it get deep, and give Pages a lot of credit. You saw him go swinging at the first pitch, that one right there. Let it get a little more deep, and drove it down, and Kike with great speed. And here, when you get that ball down in that corner right there, very tough. And you have a guy with speed not to score.
Many times, right fielders in today's game try to take away the gap, so they're shifted over to right center.
Yeah.
So anything down that line is a long run to get there.
3rd hit of the inning. Back-to-back 2-out hits produce the 2nd run, and the Dodgers are in front. And back to the top of the order we go with Shohei Ohtani. Pages with his first RBI this postseason. In there, 0-2 the count. Fastball from Peralta. Showed Ohtani a lot of breaking balls in the first inning. Oscar Hernandez with a homer, tied it. Andy Pages puts the Dodgers in front with a double. He'll be off and running with a crack of the bat. And Shohei Ohtani lines one to right. Chourio is there. Hard hit ball, but a liner right at the right fielder, Chourio. Productive inning for the Dodgers. 2-strike hitting. Teoscar Hernandez. And then a 2-out RBI from Pages. 2-1 LA. We go to the bottom of the second. With him.
Brandon, that's your guy out there. You grew up here together, and you said he's the key to the whole darn thing. Why?
Man, he's a pro's pro. He prepares, he gets ready. He's been in these spots a few times now. And really he's taken over as the leader of this staff here the last couple of years, and it's been fun to watch and watch him progress. And he's doing a good job tonight. He's keeping us in it. He's keeping guys off balance, and he's keeping us right where we need to be.
And he's praised you for how you've taken care of your body, trying to get right. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing good. I'm progressing daily. I'm trying to give myself the best chance if hopefully we do move on to the next round of the World Series. And, yeah, that's my focus. Come in each day and try to progress.
The game is better with you in it. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And thanks to Brandon Woodruff. Thank you, Lauren. Andy Pages hit by the first pitch from Peralta right on the hand. Going to stay in the game. That one had the sound. That one smarted right on the knuckles. And it'll be a lead base runner. And Pages, who doubled in a run his last time up, putting the Dodgers in front, is aboard to start it in front of Shohei Ohtani. Brandon Woodruff is part of Brewers-Dodgers lore. Last time these two teams met in an NLCS, as you see Aaron Ashby loosening in the bullpen. That was back when pitchers used to hit for themselves. Brandon Woodruff homered off Clayton Kershaw in one of the signature moments in this ballpark. Too bad Woodruff unable to participate. He's got a lat injury. Shoulder is intact, the one that was surgically repaired.
Seems longer than 7 years ago, doesn't it, since the pitcher wasn't hitting?
Here's a pitcher that can hit. Ohtani, the designated hitter tonight. Peralta pours one in on his hands. Woodruff, while not active, very involved in the game planning and the psychology down in that dugout. 1-2 the count. And a swing and a miss. Ohtani started it early, chased one out of the zone. Peralta strikes him out with a high fastball, and it's out number one.
The key to that pitch, Ronnie, was the 1-1 pitch. He uncorked the 94 in. I know it's uncomfortable to have to go there. You got him thinking in again, and then you went up top right here and was able to beat him to the spot.
Got him out of the zone again.
His struggles continue. Priester did go 4 innings as the bulk pitcher, but you go back to Saturday, too, and the grinder of a series with the Cubs. And that was a bullpen game for Milwaukee. 2-2, and Smith gets jammed. That's a fair ball. Durbin winds it up, fires a strike across the diamond. And 2 men are out here in the 6th inning.
Boy, I love how Durbin played that. He had to go all the way to the line, but he gathered himself, stood tall, and right straight over the top. A strike to first.
Freddie kind of pulling out a little bag of tricks there. Kind of quick pitched Will Smith a little bit on that one. He's emptying everything. He told, well, Pat Murphy, as Lauren said, I want one more inning. Well, he's 1 out away from giving it to him.
Great info from Lauren.
2 outs. Max Muncy now. Lined out his last time up. And a topspin liner to first. And a foul pop in the 2nd inning.
Sometimes you work so hard to get through Ohtani and Betts and Freeman and Smith and lurking and always seemingly getting the big hit is Max Muncy.
Yeah, and then you turn and look on deck and you're like, crap, Teoscar Hernandez is sitting there.
It is a relentless lineup. Hernandez homered earlier tonight. Muncy jumps out of the way. 3 balls, no strikes.
It's an interesting choice for Peralta here because Muncy swinging 3-0.
See if he's got the green light. 3 balls, no strikes. And right through the heart. Actually hit the outside corner. It's a strike. Actually a good pitch by Peralta.
Don't change a thing. Throw that same one.
Yeah. Not a lot of damage can be done out there. Muncy fouls it out of play, and now it's 3-2. Peralta comes back with the fastball.
2 heaters kind of painted away to get him back in here. 3-2. You go back running away, or do you try to drop that changeup?
I think he's going to throw a change here. But if it's his last pitch of the game, probably let it fire.
Let it eat.
Let it eat. Let it go.
Full count, 2 outs. Peralta deals. Slider from Peralta, and Muncy out in front of it. Muncy in his postseason career that is now at 70 games. 13 playoff home runs, 34 driven in. And a big performer when it counts the most. Another 3-2. Muncy into center field. Frelick turns and runs. That ball's deep. Frelick jumps, and it is up and out of here. Max Muncy. A home run to center field with 2 outs and 2 strikes. And it's 3-1 Dodgers. His first homer and first RBI of this postseason.
What do we say about Muncy always getting the big hit?
He does. 110 off the bat, 412 center. He hunts fastballs.
It was center cut fastball there.
And Pat Murphy will take the ball from his all-star as Max Muncy delivers a big blow in this game. Frelick gave it a look, pulled one back yesterday, not this time. Muncy makes it 3-1, pitching change at American Family Field. Promo code HEAT. The reigning champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, trying to go back-to-back. Be the first time in baseball in 25 years if they do it. They won last night 2-1. They lead 3-1 here in Game 2. And Kike Hernandez leads off. It is Abner Uribe back on the mound. So Pat Murphy kind of laid it out that they wanted to minimize the workload of Uribe. That all changes in the middle of a championship series, and he's back out for a second inning here.
Well, he asked a little more. Peralta now asking a little more from Uribe. Probably in here to face these 2 hitters, the 8th and 9th place hitter.
Hernandez and Andy Pages. Dodgers with 3 runs on 6 hits. And a knee buckler from Uribe. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes.
That was nasty right there.
He's got a beautiful live arm.
Oh, that thing. Kike thought this was a sinker coming in right at him. Watch this.
Well, after they lost Trevor McGill, he was 6 for 6 in save opportunities down the stretch.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And Hernandez in the air, left center field. That's deep into left center, and that's going to be down. Ball's in the air a long time. Kike Hernandez into second base with a double. Frelick was over into right center. And that ball falls on the warning track for a leadoff double here in the 7th.
Off the bat, that looked like it was going to be a fly ball that was caught. Remember, Bowers is in left field. He has less speed than some of your outfielders, and Frelick could never get back over there.
Well, the problem, too, is Frelick was playing good side to the right field side and just kind of split that gap, and you said no one close to it.
Perfectly placed.
Hernandez with 2 more hits tonight. Pages shows bunt. Takes a strike. Pages says, "You sure?" He had a big hit back in the second, had an RBI double. Dodgers hunting a put-away punch here in this 7th inning. They lead 3-1. And he gets the bunt down. Vaughn will go to first. A sacrifice for Andy Pages. To third goes Kike Hernandez with Ohtani coming up. MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, visit MLBtogether.com. Pat Murphy on his way out.
Bitter irony. It's the Dodgers with the sac bunt.
When they get a runner 90 feet away with the top of the order coming up. Baseball presented by Geico. Get more with Geico. Postseason schedule. National League Travel Day tomorrow. American League back at it. Blue Jays, Mariners from Seattle. Mariners go on the road and win the first 2 games in Toronto. Wheels in motion now for Pat Murphy. And Aaron Ashby on with 1 out and a runner at third, and Shohei Ohtani coming up running.
Well, Ashby's really been the workhorse of this bullpen. Made a start yesterday, walked Ohtani to lead off the game, but then struck out Freeman. He needs a pop-up or a strikeout here.
Well, and something that is a little unsettling as an infielder, infield in.
With Ohtani at the plate, you got to be ready to field one quickly here. Ohtani with a runner at third. First pitch from Ashby is down. Ohtani is 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts. Dodgers have this crowd at American Family Field quiet and anxious. Normally you don't think much of a 3-1 deficit at this part of the game, but the way the Dodgers are pitching, and specifically tonight, the efficiency of Yamamoto, that is a huge run for the Dodgers. 2-0. 2-1.
Watch Sanchez and some of the lefties that have the fastball that Ashby does. If he can let this on the inner half and let it run in, you can get the possible rollover here.
2-1 to count. Ashby sticks a fastball at the bottom of the zone, 98 miles an hour, and it's 2-2 on Ohtani.
Well, Ashby has great sink on his fastball. Can he elevate that fastball? Ohtani struck out last at bat.
2-2. Ohtani swinging a foul. It was an awkward swing, but he just got a piece of it. Tobias Myers in the Milwaukee bullpen, just added to this NLCS roster. The Brewers lost one of their better relievers in Nick Mears to this championship series, preferring to go with a pitcher who can give him length. 2-2 the count. Ashby deals. Ohtani pops it up. Over is Durbin, and that'll be on top of the dugout, and the count stays at 2-2. Ashby's best fastball yet at 99.
Not a lot of foul territory here. I would say it's the time for the hammer, isn't it?
I was going to say, you got him in swing mode now. If you can throw a good one starting on the middle and go towards the thing, you get a swing and miss.
2-2. Ohtani on the ground, through for a base hit. It's an RBI single for Shohei Ohtani, and the Dodgers add to their lead. 4-1 Los Angeles. Ohtani collects his first RBI of this championship series.
And he missed kind of middle right there. The one spot where Ohtani could hit it with some pace right there.
TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. Ohtani now with 6 RBIs in the postseason. Had one against the Phillies in the division series in his first of this championship series. 4-1 Dodgers. Mookie Betts up there now with one away.
Kike Hernandez has his hand in this entire game. A couple of hits, a couple of runs scored.
It was his double with 2 strikes to start the inning. That started the rally for Los Angeles here. Betts down the right field line, slicing foul.
You know, Ronnie, after seeing that 0-1 changeup to Betts right there, thinking back to the Ohtani at bat, that might not have been a horrible pitch, lefty on lefty.
You know, it's you go in trying to execute a pitch, and sometimes you miss, and just can't afford to miss here against this tough ball club. They're relentless.
0-2 the count on Betts. This Dodger team did not perform to their expectations in the regular season. They all tell you that. They dealt with a lot of injuries. At one point, they had over $100 million in payroll on the injured list. As Betts lines one to right, and there is out number 2. But the idea all along was to build toward the end of the season and into the postseason. And they are at their strongest right now, even though they have some question marks in their bullpen. They are in peak performance and roster right now coming into the postseason. They went 21-6 across their last 27 games. They finished as the number 3 division winner, which put them in the wild card series. Dodgers are 6-1 this postseason. The only loss was at home to the Phillies in Game 3.
Well, think of the choices that the Dodgers have. For Game 3, they can decide on whether Ohtani or Glasnow pitches.
Yeah.
That's quite a decision.
If you don't love your bullpen, have your starter go 8.
That's right. That's what Snell did last night. All but one of the starts, Dodger starting pitchers in this postseason were gone at least 6. Only happened twice the entire run through the postseason a year ago. 0-2 the count. And Freeman takes a ball. Freeman 0 for 3 tonight after 2 hits last night, including a home run. And put the Dodgers in front.
Dave Roberts said before the first game, we need to get a lead, we need to get ahead. That mitigates some of that Brewers baseball.
1-2, runner goes. Pitches a ball. Contreras couldn't secure it. That'll be a stolen base for Shohei Ohtani. He can do that too, by the way. Was a 50-50 player. 50 homers, 50 steals last year when he was a DH only. Can fly.
Had a huge lead.
You know, I always like that. With 2 strikes and a good hitter up like Freddie Freeman and 2 outs, worst case, he leads off the next inning after you get thrown out. Now, base hit, you get another run.
T-Mobile base cam. A swing out of miss. Ashby strikes out Freddie Freeman to end the inning, but the Dodgers get an add-on run in the 6th and an add-on run in the 7th. Shohei Ohtani, his first hit and RBI of this championship series. Rancourt, Ron Darling. The path back for the Brewers. They've been a great comeback team in the regular season. Yamamoto is still on the mound, and he has been efficient. How do the Brewers get back in this one, Frenchie?
15 innings, 5 hits, and 2 runs right now. Early runners on. 2 of their 3 today have been the 2-out hits. Getting some early traffic. And you talk about stressful pitches, right? Stressful innings. And right now, for Yamamoto, really hasn't had that because of it.
You know, starting this inning, he had 75 pitches. That means after the first pitch home run to Chourio, he got 18 outs on 74 pitches. That's about as good as it gets. So the best way maybe to combat what the Brewers do is to just be overly aggressive with strikes.
1-2 to Sal Frelick. Count evens at 2-2. Dodgers lead it 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And they look like the powerhouse that we saw run through the postseason last year. Frelick on the ground, hits the mound. Betts with great footwork right there. Makes the play for out number 1. Amazing Mookie Betts turned himself into this kind of shortstop. 1 away in the 7th. We send it down to Lauren.
And Brian, I've been watching Will Smith's glove when he sets up for Yamamoto tonight. Notice how long his glove lingers in the zone. Not set up, but hovering around the strike zone. Dave Roberts said it's by design. Yoshinobu, so precise. He needs to see the target, needs to visualize for a longer period of time. So structured, so clear on what he needs to be great.
You know, Lauren, in the game today, because of the framing of the pitches, most catchers like to start with the glove on the ground so they can work from south to north and pop that ball into the strike zone. But some pitchers just need the visual to be able to see that. I pitched to the great Gary Carter, Hall of Famer. He sat so high on his haunches, when he put his glove up, it was right down the middle of the plate. So I would have to pick his shin guards, and that was the only way to keep the ball down.
Caleb Durbin grounds out. 2 up, 2 down, 2 ground ball outs. Yamamoto has retired 7 straight now after the walk in the 5th. Brewers have not had a hit since the 4th. Other than the Chourio homer, it's been 2 singles, and those singles came with 2 outs. It's not as low stress as Blake Snell yesterday, but it is close. Making his 3rd start of the postseason. Yamamoto did not pitch well against the Phillies. That was the only game the Phillies won in that series. Yamamoto took the loss. Tobias Myers looks like he is preparing for the 8th.
Really very familiar to game 1 of the ALCS where George Springer in Toronto hit the first pitch out. If you remember that.
That's right.
And 99 pitches later, 3-1 win for the Mariners.
That's a good call. 2 balls, no strikes. Think about it, if the Dodgers hang on to win this game, the road team will have won the first 4 games in the championship series in either league. Tough to do.
You know, last night, one of the things overlooked, Snell got 11 ground ball outs. Yamamoto's got 10 tonight.
And again, right, just to show you what kind of groove he's in. 2-0 count. You paint 96 away on the black. You flip a curveball on the black.
It's like the last pitch Snell threw last night, a 3-2 breaking ball. Perfect to Frelick at his last pitch. Just on time. That's why they have the adage, good pitching beats good hitting.
Always. Cliche because it's true. Bowers roll over ground ball. Tommy Edman scoops it, makes the play, and Yamamoto carries on. Puts up another 0. He's retired 8 straight. And we go to the 8th with the Dodgers up 4-1 in game 2.
Take a chance with the left-handed Quintana starting the game. He's a pro's pro. He's been in every single situation you can be in. Sometimes you need to trust those guys who have all the experience.
0-2 the count on Hernandez. Ball and 2 strikes. There's Quintana. He was excellent against the Brewers last year in the wild card series, pitching for the Mets. In the bullpen tonight. Myers ready, the 1-2. Bouncing ball to 3rd. Durbin coming in. Throw to 1st is just in time to get Hernandez. Both runners advance. Productive out for Teoscar Hernandez. Out number 1 in the 8th.
Now you got 2nd and 3rd. See if Pat Murphy decides to either gonna have to bring the infield in or put Edman on. You feel with the way that Yamamoto's throwing the ball right now, you got to try to keep this thing at a 4-1 game.
The only thing that might get Yamamoto out of the game at this point is the Dodger offense. If they are on a few more runs, they may give Dave Roberts a chance to pull the plug early, knowing he would be coming back around later in this series.
Still studying, though.
Second and third, infield end with one out. And a base hit through for Edman. In to score is Smith. Muncy going to be held at third, and it's an RBI single. Tommy Edman makes it 5-1 Dodgers.
You guys, there's just professional hitters that let the game come to them in these situations, and Tommy Edman is one of those. That ball was up in the zone, but knowing the infield's in, right? Just got to squeeze it through somewhere and
just make hard contact somehow, some way.
That's going to draw a visit from the Brewer pitching coach, Chris Hook. Dodgers adding on in the late innings. Tommy Edman with his second hit of the game. He's got 4 RBIs this postseason. The NLCS MVP from a year ago, and he's made it 5-1. You can wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, tees, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear.
It's not an easy thing to do. Not on the roster for the division series. And now out here for the first time in quite some time pitching in a postseason game.
Robert Gasser getting loose in the Milwaukee pen. A couple of guys that spent time together as teammates in AAA. Brewers are at the end of their bullpen right here. Strike to Kike Hernandez.
Maybe not at the end of their bullpen, but the end of chasing.
yeah,
With their elite
some
bullpen.
point.
Yeah.
To the count. Right where the Dodgers want them. Dodgers carved out 10 hits tonight. 5 of them have come with 2 strikes, including Kike Hernandez twice. First and third, the 0-2.
Are you a little surprised they didn't walk Edman?
No. I think, Edman and Kike, if you're throwing the ball correctly, when you feel like you can go after those guys. But I know what you're saying. Edman's such a contact guy, it's hard to strike him out or pop him up.
Get the righty-righty matchup here, right?
Edman was not wasting much time at the plate. Up there hacking. He and Ohtani with those singles through the hole between first and second to deliver runs tonight. That one misses. Two singles and a walk in the inning. Hernandez pops this one foul.
Both of these teams flying right after the game, working out tomorrow at Dodger Stadium.
It's interesting that the Brewers chose the early workout time. They want to get on the field at Dodger Stadium close to the time that Game 3 will be, which will be twilight part of the night in Los Angeles. It's a 3 o'clock local start.
And get a big league meal out.
Another great call. Easy to do in LA. 2-2 to Kike Hernandez. Count goes full. Pages due next. Some long faces with Brewers fans here in Milwaukee. So much hope. First time they've hosted a championship series in 7 years. It's only the 3rd time they've been in the NLCS. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org. Follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
That hits hard for a little fella.
Late night. Pages gets sawed off. It's a fan base just hungry for postseason success. The Brewers have had a lot of regular season success. They're in a great window, their best window in franchise history. But that 1982 Milwaukee team, the team that they were in the American League back then, didn't go to the National League until 1998. But as an American League team, went to the World Series. That is the most famous team in Milwaukee baseball history. Those players are still legendary figures here. And even those players, Robin Yount and Cecil Cooper, Gorman Thomas, Paul Molitor, they say we want company. We need another World Series team, and that's the only World Series team this franchise has had. Franchise started in Seattle. They were the Pilots.
Don Money.
Yes. 1969 in Seattle, and then they moved to Milwaukee for the 1970 season. Longest droughts between World Series. Mariners at 48, Brewers at 43. Mariners off to a pretty good start to get to a World Series, up 2-0 in that series in the American League.
I don't think the Mariners have ever been to a World Series, right?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
What a season Cal Raleigh's had.
Pages pops this one up. Should stay playable. Joey Ortiz is over. Foul grounds. He's got it for the out. And all three runners stay put. Pages retired, and now Ohtani.
You got to believe here Gasser's going to come in to face Ohtani.
Pat Murphy will make the change. Another young Brewer hurler is going to get a matchup with Ohtani. Tobias Myers is out. Pitching change with 2 outs in the 8th. Dodgers lead 5-1. 3-1. The Dodgers have added runs since. It's now 5-1. They have the bases loaded for Ohtani, and Robert Gasser is in.
Robert Gasser, who spent most of the year on the injured list, coming back from Tommy John surgery, made a couple of starts late in the year, pitched a couple of innings in the division series against the Cubs.
And he'll get his matchup with Ohtani. You never know when a matchup emerges in a 7-game series, and I think Pat Murphy wants to see what this looks like in case you need it later. Ohtani with an RBI single his last time up.
Violent hack. Got away with a hanger on that one, trying to go back away. And you said it, though, no better way to welcome someone to an NLCS matchup than bases loaded and Shohei.
0-2 the count. Crowd trying to help out their young pitcher. And he strikes out Ohtani. Robert Gasser has a moment in a championship series. 3 pitches, he wipes out the game's greatest player. 5-1 Dodgers. They've added on in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers coming to bat.
Well, I talked about his legion of lethal weapons he has to get you out. He used 5 different pitches to get him out. But more importantly, Frenchie, the splitter, he got 8 outs with. In his last start, the Phillies were 3 for 5 off that splitter, a pitch that opposing batters in the regular season hit 134 off. So maybe it's back.
With a 43% K rate.
There you go.
He's been outstanding with that pitch tonight.
He's gone through 7, had a long window there between innings for Yamamoto with that long inning. Dodgers only got the 1 run. They stranded the bases loaded. Isaac Collins pinch hitting, immediately down 0-2. Yamamoto trying to back up Blake Snell's performance yesterday. Snell went 8 innings, struck out 10. Teams to have multiple starts of 8 innings or more in the same postseason got to go back to 2016. The division series matchup between the Giants and the Cubs. Giants had Madison Bumgarner and Johnny Cueto do it back-to-back. Matt Moore also went 8 in that series. Ironically, with that great starting pitching, the Cubs won that division series.
So good.
And that's what Yamamoto and Snell trying to do here to Milwaukee in the first 2 games of this series. First at bat for Collins here, pinch hitting for Joey Ortiz. And a called strike 3 right on the edge. Impeccable command all night long. Yamamoto with his 6th strikeout.
This 4-seam fastball started in the middle and moved right to that corner. No sink, just drifted straight across home plate, right to that outside corner.
Top of the order here is Jackson Chourio. First ball swinging, Muncy's got it. 2 outs. And now if you're Dave Roberts, you have to start thinking seriously about allowing Yamamoto to finish this game.
I don't think he's going to finish this game.
So?
I just because of the big delay in the 8th inning, because the offense of the Dodgers, he's going to give him this inning, and I think Vanda will probably finish it in the 9th. But let's see. I mean, we're watching baseball from the 70s and 80s now with this kind of starting pitching by the Dodgers.
Yeah, and if you go back to Game 2 of the Wild Card Series, they threw him, I think, 113 pitches against the Reds. So his arm's built up. If it was 2 to 3 to 1, I think, but you might be right. You might see someone else.
On the ground, Edman backhands it and makes the play, and Yamamoto breezes through the 8th. Will he come back out for the 9th? What a performance. Back-to-back brilliant starts by the Dodger hurlers.
Delivery to go along with a sweeper as well. Grant Anderson had 4 different stints with the Brewers this year. Got him from Texas. But boy, he set a career high in just about everything. Appearances, innings pitched, strikeouts.
Found his game at age 28. Bouncing ball to third. Got a chance for 2 here. Out at second. Out at first. And the Brewers get through that 9th inning with no runs. The Dodgers had them loaded with nobody out. Muncy a strikeout. Teoscar Hernandez a 5-4-3 double play. Last call for the Brewers. We go to the bottom of the 9th.
.com.
Dodger fans all smiles here in Milwaukee. And in the age of bullpenning, Yoshi Yamamoto is on the mound to try to finish this one. His 9th inning, first pitch strike in there. Pitch count is in great shape. Defense tightening up for the Dodgers. Justin Dean in center, moves Pages to right. Last time the Dodgers had a complete game in a postseason game, 2004. 21 years ago, Game 3 of the NLDS, Jose Lima.
Lima time.
That's the shutout. The late Jose Lima, one of the game's great characters.
Right.
And now Yoshinobu Yamamoto has a chance to do that. It is like the dodo bird in the modern game to see a pitcher finish a game. One of the rarest birds. William Contreras starts it. Foul ball out of play, makes it 1-2.
The last 9 outs Yamamoto has gotten, 8 of them have been ground balls, 13 ground ball outs this evening.
That was pitch number 100. It has been not only efficient, but very little stress behind him. He has retired 11 straight, 72 strikes in the 101 pitches he's thrown. That's a big strike percentage. 2-2 to Contreras. Count stays at 2-2.
And I think that's probably one of Dave Roberts' thought process, right? If there were some stressful pitches, he's at 101. My guy did everything. But the way he's been able to control the game, he said with Snell last night, pulled him, it got close, so I'm not taking any chances tonight.
2-2. And Contreras flicks one foul. Yamamoto has hardly been in the stretch. That home run he gave up to Chourio in the first was on the first pitch. He's only thrown 19 pitches in this game from the stretch. And in the windup, been in control the whole way. 2-2. And Contreras skies one to center. Dean settles under it. And there is out number one.
That was a rare hanging breaking ball there from Yamamoto, but Contreras still couldn't handle it.
Ronnie, Yamamoto was a star in Japan for the Oryx Buffaloes in the Pacific League, Japanese major leagues. And while he has not thrown a complete game in the major leagues as a Dodger, that was a pretty regular occurrence in Japan.
Yeah, he had 14 complete games in Japan where they're allowed to throw more pitches than they are here. We have, of course, the most arbitrary 100-pitch mark, and that's for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're 6'8", or 6'4", or 5'10". 100 pitch is the mark.
Except in Little League, then you'll get 140 for 12-year-old.
Yamamoto had a shoulder injury last year. He missed 3 months on the injured list. Came back, was ready for the postseason. There's a chopper to Yamamoto. He's got it. And the Dodgers are an out away from a 2-0 advantage in this best-of-7 series. And Yamamoto is an out away from a complete game gem. Signed a 12-year, $325 million deal. Largest contract for a pitcher in Major League history at the time. Not to mention the $50 million posting fee the Dodgers paid his team in Japan, Oryx. For moments like this, 2 of his 3 starts, superb in the postseason this year. 0-2 the count. A strike away. Yamamoto deals, and a foul ball by Vaughn.
Such a rhythmic kind of motion. Has that little delay at the bottom before he delivers. Rocks back and forth.
Here he comes, the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And Yoshi Yamamoto with his crown jewel as a Dodger. It is a complete game. He goes the distance. And the Dodgers win Game 2 by a score of 5-1. And Yamamoto stands tall on this night in Milwaukee.
You don't get to see it very often, but the smile that comes on a starting pitcher's face when he's got 27 outs. What a gem. And this might be the best splitter.
In Game 2 of the National League Championship Series, the Dodgers win both games on the road in Milwaukee. They have not lost a road game in this postseason. They're 4-0, and they're going home for Game 3 in 2 days. Coming up, TBS Closer. It's presented by Genesis Motor America. Travel day tomorrow. We'll see you for Game 3 at Dodger Stadium. So long, everybody.